Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Sports. Rassie Erasmus has officially named his side to take on England this weekend, and the Boks have gone big. It is a proper side that has been named, and we are back to the sort of 5.5, 2.5 split with Andre Esterhuizen named in the number 22 jersey, which we know means that he will be covering either a potential forward or a replacement off the back. And I think with the current squad, this is as strong as we go. There are still a couple of youngsters in and around the mix, in the likes of Zach Porthen on the bench, Cameron Honeycomb getting a chance on the bench as well. But 1 through 15, I don't think we get much stronger with players who are currently available. The likes of Ronald Kier slotting into the side, Eben Etzebeth officially fit, and both Cheslin, Kolbe and Damian Willemse will be playing their 50th test this weekend when they start for the Boks at Ellis Park. It is Grant Williams next to Manie Libbok in the number 19 combination, and it is a side where, with the conditions we're expecting in Johannesburg, can really brutalize England up front and then take them apart with a lot of pace and flair out wide. Before we get into it, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. We knew this was going to be our big test. This was going to be the one to win of the next 3 games, because I think Scotland are going to be a good, hopefully a stern test. Wales, we know, is going to be an opportunity to rotate, but this is a grudge match. England versus the Springboks is always a bit of a grudge match. You know, it's the 2007 final. We've had some fantastic games. It's been a while since England have been in South Africa, and we have to go back to about 2018 during that quite an iconic series. Lots of people getting their sort of first captain opportunities. Rassie Erasmus coming in, and it was kind of the start of the era. And we fast forward now almost 10 years, and what a journey it's been. So let's get into the side, shall we? So 1 through to 15, and apologies for the office, bit of a temporary office at the moment, and we'll be back in the main studio very soon, and we're going to sort of really analyze the squad. But if we look at it, front row, Oxenchair, Malcolm Marx, Thomas du Toit in the back of another phenomenal season in the Prem. Malcolm Marx declared fit. There was a bit of an injury worry a couple of weeks ago, but no issues there. Eben Etzebeth, Ronald Kier in the number 4-5 combo. It's probably our strongest lock combination, to be honest. Obviously, no Arceus name with injury. Luat Diago struggling with injuries as well. Franco Mostert expected to be back in the next couple of weeks. So the locks are down, but we can still name those two. And no lock on the bench, which is quite interesting. And I think obviously Pieter-Steph du Toit will be a big player moving forward in terms of being able to cover that knob. It is our usual back three: Siya Kolisi, Pieter-Steph du Toit, Jasper Wiese. Then we've got Grant Williams next to Manie Libbok in the number 9-10 jersey. The last time we saw Manie Libbok at Ellis Park is when we stormed ahead against Australia. He then threw that inset pass, for example, and he had a day that kind of sort of summed up some of his Springbok career, where it was either the sublime or the ridiculous. But it's the right environment, and I think Manie Libbok has grown so much as a player in the last couple of years, coming off a really strong season in Japan, and he's our number 110 with Sasha injured at the moment. So a big game to come. 2 wings: Kurt Lawrence, Cheslin, Kolbe, Damian Willemse in the full-back jersey, and Damon Delindi, Jesse Creel, the usuals in that centre pairing. In terms of what Rassie Erasmus has had to say about England, he said England are a quality outfit, and we are expecting them to give everything they have in this match. So it is important to select a squad with experience, combined with a few younger players who have proved that they have what it takes to perform at this level. Those 2 young players are as follows: Jan Hendrik Wessels, Gerard Steenkamp, Zach Porthen in the front row is our replacement front row. We then got Marco van Staden, Cameron Honeycomb, Kobus Reinach, Andre Esterhuizen, and Keenan Moody. So there are some young players in and around that mix. It's interesting because we don't really think about when a Keenan Moody gets an opportunity that it's bloody young players, because he's been around the block for so long. But he is a young player, and Cameron Honeycomb's a young player. Zach Porthen's obviously a nice young player. So plenty of sort of players who are kind of being brought into the mix. In terms of some sort of the stats of the likes of it, so as we mentioned, Cheslin, Kolbe, Damian Willemse are playing their 50th test. Kobus Reinach needs 1 more try to get to 100 points in the green and gold. Obviously, Eben Etzebeth now extending his record as the most capped Springbok of all time to 142 caps as well. Damon Delende getting very close to that big 100 mark. He needs just 2 more caps after this weekend to get to the 100, likes of a Jesse Creel closing in on that milestone. He's getting that getting up to sort of the 90 mark. Lots of players actually getting to some significant milestones. In terms of our record against England, we played 47 games, won 28, lost 16, drawn 2. We have a win percentage of 61.7%. I think the main thing for us, we're not quite entirely sure what to expect from England. You know, they're a side that were really moving forward last year, then didn't have the Six Nations that we kind of expected, but they can't be underestimated. And that's kind of what Rassie Erasmus has been speaking about, the fact that you can't underestimate England, that they are a quality outfit, that they have got quality in and amongst the squad. And yes, we've got the sideshows or kind of the Henry Pollard kind of situation. Obviously, no Marion Toje, who's kind of been rested, a couple of new faces in the England squad, but they've got quality players. And they are really targeting this game. I think this is the big thing. We are looking at this game as the big game of the Nations Championship, but we're always going to have kind of one eye on the greatest rivalry tour, at least as fans we are. I know the Boks management will be dialed in on this particular game. But for England, I think this was kind of post-Six Nations, this is the big one on their calendar. If they can come to South Africa and beat the Springboks in their backyard, then that proves that they have progressed. That proves that Steve Borthwick is doing the right job. So this is kind of why the Boks have gone with a team that is showing that kind of respect, that is showing that we are not taking them lightly and that we are going to throw the full kitchen sink at an England side, which if they pitch up, could potentially do some damage. There's not too much to pick apart with regards to combinations. A very settled side. You know, it's players who played a lot of rugby last year. They should know exactly what they're doing. They've been in camp. And some very exciting news, by the way, is that Ethan Hooker is set to join the camp next week after recovering from a shoulder injury. So we'll go into a little bit about that separately, but that's a very big boost for the Boks, given the fact that we sort of thought he'd only been around the greatest rivalry tour. So whether we'll see him in the next couple of weeks is not entirely clear, but it does sound like he'll be in around the Boks camp, which means come the All Blacks series, come the greatest rivalry tour, he should be available, hopefully for the Boks as well as, and obviously to play for the Sharks as well. Let me know what you think of this team down in the comments below. Please do smash the like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you soon.